It's your boy Chad Rob. We back, baby. We back. We back, baby. We back. Episode 14. Episode 14, man. Can you believe it? I Am Who I Am, the podcast. Can you believe it? Episode 14. Say it with me now. Episode 14. Yeah. I know you hear me. I know you hear me. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I am at 100 subscribers. Thank you all. I am so humbly, I'm so humble at this point in time. 100 subscribers is such a milestone for me. Shout out to Meek making that come true. That's been a goal of mine, to get to 100 subscribers. So thank you out there, everybody tuned in. Special shout out, like I said again, to Meek making number 100 for your boy Chad Rob. And we are back, baby, on the hashtag I Am Who I Am, the podcast. We back, baby. We back. We back, baby. We back. Like we never left. I told you, man. I told you I'd be back. And we back, baby. Episode 14. It's been an interesting week. You know, Christmas time is here. Christmas time is here. Never said I could sing. But Christmas time is here. And it's busy. And on that note, I want to let everybody know I have officially separated all bodybuilding content from Chad Rob TV on YouTube. Anybody that's tuned into the hashtag I Am Who I Am podcast that looks for bodybuilding content here, there will no longer be bodybuilding content, new bodybuilding content here on the hashtag I Am Who, or scratch that, on the Chad Rob TV YouTube. I'm going to transition that to Chad Rob Gains. It's moved over to that platform, and that's where all bodybuilding content will have a home. So here we will just be Chad Rob focused, man. It's Chad Rob TV, and I Am Who I Am. So this is gonna be just Chad Rob focused and all bodybuilding. Now I won't delete any prior content. The prior content will remain, but all new content going forward has moved over there to Chad Rob Gains. You know, Gains like swole. Well, you can't see it because of my, But anyway. So I want to start the podcast today. I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, and this is something I kind of deal with every day. I like to think real deep, and I'm gonna get a little deep on this podcast as far as this topic. I know it may or may not interest you, and you may click off immediately, but anyway, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Joe Rogan was on this podcast, and he was talking about to Lil Duval on the podcast I was tuned into, and it was crazy because he was saying, what if you live the same life over and over again? Is that really so bad? And I may be butchering exactly what he said. You may want to go check it out for yourself. But basically he's saying, that whole, you've been here before type of attitude. Maybe you've been on the ride a few times. So people that are successful, that's how I took it. People that are successful, they've ridden the ride a few times. So they know how to live and progress and be great. And basically, so he's saying, well, is it so bad though? If I've lived this life infinite number of times, is this bad for us we're sitting here, we're having a good time. He said, what he thinks makes it bad is, when someone tells you that you have to live it over and over and over again. And I thought that was so crazy, man, because I think about stuff like that all the time. I was watching a show on Netflix. It's Black Mirror. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it out there, but Black Mirror is a great show. This isn't the only episode that's dope. I think it's season 5. They're up to season 5 on it now. I haven't seen season 5 yet, but there's plenty of episodes that just make you think like, you know what I'm saying? So there's one particular episode, I believe it's season 2, White Bear. It's the craziest episode. So basically on this episode, a woman and her boyfriend, husband, I can't remember exactly, but basically they do harm to a child, and she's sentenced to a crime. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but I gotta kind of say it to get my point across. But definitely check it. There's plenty more episodes. That's crazy. But anyway, so basically what her sentence is that she is to repeat the same day over and over again. So, so another key to the thing is they took pictures and documented the whole crime that they committed, right? And it's crazy because her sentence is basically like if you think about a zoo. So you go to a zoo, you take your kids, you take pictures of the animals, all that jazz. So basically, she is awakened like she has a hangover, almost like she had a good night of partying, and people are just snapping pictures of her, and she's like, I don't know what's going on. So basically, I'm not going to tell the whole thing. So to make a long story short, at the end, she is made aware that this is her punishment, and she's made aware of what she has done. And it's crazy that he said that on the podcast, Joe Rogan, because that episode basically nails that right on the head. You know, she doesn't really freak out. I mean, she's starting to kind of have deja vu throughout the episode, but she's not really sure until she's told exactly. And the guy at the end is like, you say that every day, as he goes to drug her to erase all memory. And it's crazy too, on the episode, they make sure that they show him mark off the date on the calendar, which is crazy to me that he said. So I said all that to say this. So me personally, I was raised Church of Christ. And in the Church of Christ, they believe one church, one faith, one baptism, one faith, one belief, one baptism. Or, yeah, I think, one faith, one baptism. I said it earlier. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been involved in the church, I am a backslider. But anyway, it always made sense to me because in my mind, when I'm in school, you're grading, you're teaching us this lesson on Christopher Columbus, for example. Christopher Columbus studied America. Christopher Columbus discovered America, and then you grade the whole class on that same thing, right? So if they ask who discovered America and I say Christopher Thomas, I got the answer wrong. You see what I'm saying? So that whole one church made sense to me. One way of doing things made sense to me. Like, you can't kind of do it your way. You have to, it's one faith. You see what I'm saying? That always made sense to me, that because that's how I was taught in school. Like 2 + 2 is 4. And I know nowadays it may not be the case. But back in the day, I realized that made a lot of sense to me. And it still makes a lot of sense to me that there's one, like even at work, there are these guidelines. My interpretation and your interpretation may be different, but at the end of the day, the people that wrote the guidelines are going to make the decision and slap the gavel if something is done wrong outside those guidelines, right? So that always made sense to me in the church, right? So I said all that to say, when I think about like different ways of believing and different things, as far as like what Joe Rogan said, because I've heard a lot of examples. Like I was talking to my cousin about this, and it's crazy that he believes kind of the same thing. Like, maybe hell ain't what we think it is. You see what I'm saying? Like, I always think fire and brimstone, but he says death, and I'll get him on the podcast so he can better elaborate. He says, hell is just death. You just don't exist. Everybody thinks going to heaven. Well, he says, he don't think heaven is what you think it is. Heaven is here. This is heaven, and like I said, I have him on the podcast, but I just said all that to say that nobody really knows. And I would love to get anybody's opinion that will comment on this subject. I know this is kind of a crazy subject based on my previous podcast, but after that Joe Rogan conversation, it just had me think, because I think about it all the time, and I just wanted to, kind of hint on it. But that whole Bible verse, study to show thyself approved. It just resonates because you're studying, but you don't really know what you're studying, man. It's just and then the whole hold fast to that which is true and all that, but you really don't know what's true, and you're kind of out here just scattered, and you're getting information from everywhere. You're getting information from everywhere. Information here. You're gathering you're basically gathering data and trying to make a great decision. But what if really though? What if reality? Because like I was listening to Charlamagne's podcast, Brilliant Idiots, and he had I think it's Brilliant Idiots. I don't know what it's Brilliant something, but he was on there. He had a guy on there. It might have been his co-host, and he was saying basically, put yourself like in a room. Like let's say you're at a basketball game, and he said infinity is kind of like every possible situation that could happen happened in this room. See, when being raised in the Church of Christ, I always thought infinity was like a bird flying to a beach from the heavens, getting one grain of sand off a beach, flying back to heaven, coming back to all the sand is off the ground, which could be the same thing, because he's saying in a room, every possible situation that could happen. So basically I'm on this podcast, right? And so he's saying that every piece behind me, I could have been set up in different ways doing this same podcast or talking something totally different, infinite, whatever infinity is. I could have done infinite number of scenarios in this one situation, and that's all day long. And that's pretty deep. And then goes into alternate realities and all that. And I thought that was just really deep, because, like basically yourself is living infinite everywhere and doing the same situation over and over in different scenarios, which I thought was crazy, and I'm not crazy in a bad way. I mean, like crazy. Like I thought that was interesting, that's a little slang, what I'm saying? So, but anyway, let me know what you think on that kind of topic in the comments. Let me know, because, I think about that kind of stuff, and I'm on the podcast by myself. So it's hard to kind of talk to someone about it and debate back and forth and kind of figure out not even figure out just kind of get someone else's opinion and, what they think on this situation, because there's so much going on, in the world today. And it's just so much information we have access to. And we know, I feel like I know, there's a creator, a God. And, but I would just like to, hear someone else's, opinion or what they think and what they believe, because it's just so much out here, man. And it just hit me some kind of way the other day when I heard that someone felt that way, about like living the same, like, because what is deja? Can anybody explain deja vu? You're like, man, I swear I've done that before, but you haven't, but anyway, on a lighter note, so, we got Nick Cannon, right? And Nick Cannon, he done. I mean, everybody know. I mean, I honestly don't think that it's to get Eminem on Wild 'N Out. I don't know what type of relationship Nick Cannon and Eminem have, to where he would ever think Eminem would get on Wild 'N Out. Because I think what it is Nick Cannon really doesn't have any beef with Eminem, but Eminem really has beef with Nick Cannon. That's my opinion on it. Eminem don't like Nick Cannon. From the verse I heard on that Fat Joe album, I listened to it the other day. I was, I had to hear it to see what the whole triggered the beef. I don't think Eminem likes Nick Cannon at all. He talks about he told Nick Cannon about her, but I don't think Eminem is telling Nick Cannon anything. I think what's going to, because see, with this battle, this is a different kind of rap battle. Eminem can't end a rap career that doesn't exist. But what Eminem can do is end those fall dudes that think they may have, like, even, okay, so the dudes that are in Nick Cannon's camp rapping or battle rappers, if they get drugged through the mud on this beef. Their rap crowd, they rap battling career may be over. I mean, just give you an example. Let's say Eminem comes in and kills them all on the verse, right? And a person like a battle rap, my favorite battle rapper is DNA. So let's say DNA gets wind of it. Here's the verse. Man, you know what he's gonna do with that? He's gonna chop Suey it. He's gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be over for them if DNA gets his hands on it. So I'm waiting on the Eminem feedback. I don't know that he will in the fashion that we're waiting on. I think Eminem will more so do it the same way he did it the first time. I think he'll do it on someone else's feature. And that speaks volumes, because if you're featuring Eminem on a song and he goes into diss someone intentionally, and you hear that and you still release the track, that means that guy is super dope. Like, he is in a lane of his own. There's not too many people that would get a verse approved. Like, for example, when that whole Pusha T and Lil Wayne thing with on Rick Ross album, Rick Ross heard it. He dropped one of them off the track. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not too many people that's gonna allow beef to happen on a track unless you are that type of artist. So my hat's off to Eminem. My hat's off to Nick Cannon for even jumping in that, man. I mean, Nick Cannon spit a couple balls on that one. That what'd he say? The friggin' whatever he said on that one, on that Renegade type of flow. You know what I'm saying? He snapped a little bit. You know, he did better than I thought he could do. I don't know how many people it took to write that verse, but he did better than I thought he could do, as far, you know, and on the first one, it wasn't terrible. You know what I'm saying? So I know, my hat's off to him. And in music still, we got Lizzo. We got Lizzo at the Lakers game. You know, I'm a Lakers guy. You know, LeBron James. You know, we about to get that ring. And Lizzo at the game, coming in the all black. You know, I saw her, you know, when I turned on the game, she was walking through the tunnel. Or I don't know if it was a tunnel, but it was, you know, she was walking into the game, and it's crazy because as you watch her walk in, you know, I don't know Lizzo. I just know her music, you know, like the Minnesota Vikings, you know. So that's the first thing I thought about. She about to get a LA Laker or a excuse me. It's cold here. It's cold and raining. I've been on these multivitamins trying to keep from getting sick, and it's working so far. I just, you know, that little every now and then cough. So anyway, but yeah, so I forget who they were playing. Give me a second, I'll tell you. Well, I don't remember. I ain't gonna lie to you. But anyway, so she, you know, they're interviewing her, and they basically say, you know, I'm here, you know, oh yeah, playing the Timberwolves. She's basically saying, hey, you know, I'm only here for Towns, you know, Towns, blah 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 blah. But this is what the story is. So let's check it out. All right, so let's check it out. Let's check out what Lizzo did at this Lakers game. Normal. Wow. So I get it. I get it. You crunk. You Lizzo. You crunk. I get it. I ain't hating. I mean, I ain't hating. Oh, I ain't hating on none of it. Why are people giving her such a hard time? Why am I seeing all these? And I don't really watch the videos because I didn't want to form any of their opinions. You know, not that I would, but my thing is she's on top. Besides that little controversy I kind of heard about her stealing the songs that are hits. Besides that, she's getting that. She's still getting the paper, regardless. But that's the only controversy I've ever seen her in. This ain't controversy. She had on the all black with the black thong. I mean, she's bigger, yeah. But come on now. Who mad at that? Who mad at that? Who is mad at that? Who mad? I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at all. You hear me? Do you hear me? So, I mean, let her do her thing. She living her best life. She on top of the world. She making hit after hit right now. Hit after hit. You hear me? So, all this fat shaming, that ain't no. Let's not do that. She is comfortable in her own skin. She's living her best life. And she didn't look bad. It didn't look bad. You hear me? I don't know if it can pull a Carl Anthony Towns, but the people hating, she can pull them for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So since we're at the Lakers game, let's talk about sports. Let's talk about them Lakers with just 3 losses, right? So the cool thing about the Lakers is this. They got a really big game that's going to test everything we want to know. You know Kawhi's got it marked on his calendar. You know LeBron James got it marked on his calendar. And I know everybody's going to say, well, it just ties it up, 1-1, right? Because I think they play on Christmas. Actually, I know they play on Christmas, right? So it's a really big game. And we're going to really see. Because, so I guess what I'm saying is, so you got the Bucks that just beat the Clippers by like 20 or 25 or something. Or maybe they only beat them like 15. Who knows? But they beat them pretty easily. Right? And everybody thinks the Bucks going to make it. Well, I believed in the Bucks last year. I think the Bucks were a better team last year, right? And I think if you put them paired up in a 7-game series against that Boston team by the end of the season, I think they lose. I think if you put them in a series with Miami, if Miami stays healthy, I think Miami beats the Bucks. But back to the Clippers-Lakers. Clippers-Lakers, if for any reason the Clippers win the second game, I don't think it tells the whole story. And I say this. This is the reason why. Because I know you'll be like, oh, they're down 0-2, the Lakers down 0-2. No, that's not how I'm taking it. So I expect the Lakers to tie it up 1-1, right? But let's say they don't. Let's say they go out and they lose by 15, 20, which it ain't going to happen on Christmas. It's going to be a close game. It ain't going to happen on Christmas. Christmas, you don't get blew out. But let's say they do. Let's say they do get blew out. A lot of people are going to take it like Lakers ain't nothing. Lakers trash. Lakers ain't going to win the chip. That is the Lakers version of load management. Point management. Don't show all your cards. Don't show your hand. Don't show your hand. Don't get caught up in that. And that's finally what I took from that first loss to the Clippers. We got to beat them when it counts. We can't show them what we doing. And that's all I'm going to say on that. That's all I'm going to say on that, because I don't want to spit too much game. But so we got the playoffs in college football set. We got Ohio State versus Clemson, and then we got Oklahoma at LSU, which is easy. LSU wins. Now, of course, I want my man to do something. Do Jalen Hurts or Hurd? Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I think it's Jalen Hurts. I want Jalen Hurts to do something, and this is why, man. He's class personified. He didn't leave after he lost his job. He stayed there and was a great backup that whole season. But as soon as his time was up, the season was over, he packed his bags and dipped. He took a loss. He took a loss early in the season. He shouldn't have lost. I believe it was Kansas State he lost to. Shouldn't have took that loss. Should be undefeated. But they did. The thing that's tricky about this game is he's very familiar with LSU. Very familiar. So I'm not saying that they're going to beat LSU. I just don't think it's going to be a smackdown drag out. But this Clemson-Ohio State game is intriguing. Now you got Clemson, defending champs, right? And then you got Ohio State, this phenom, this young team, phenomenal, blowing everybody out. running up the score, doing their thing, right? We don't know how good either one of these teams are. We have no clue. That neither one of them have played any talented teams. Like top tier. Clemson is the defending champs. They got a quarterback that is a beast. But so does Ohio State, right? I'm going to give the nod to Clemson. I think Clemson's going to pull it out. Now, you may think I'm crazy. Everybody says Ohio State's the best team in the nation. I don't believe that. I never believed that. I know I hated on them last week on the podcast. I said they would lose to Wisconsin. I was just playing. I am not slow when it comes to sports. When I watch some sports, I take it. I am a sports guy, right? By nature, from a kid. So of course I knew, but if I gotta pick Wisconsin. And this one though, I don't know. I have no clue. Because I've never seen. I don't know which team's better. But I am gonna pick Clemson. So I got Clemson, LSU in the national championship. Is what I got, and that's what I'm gonna roll with. So to end this podcast, I remember when, right? So I remember when when you listening to the radio, you couldn't even say, they would even bleep out the word hell. You hear me? So I'm listening to the radio because I didn't have a smartphone last week. So I'm hearing all kind of stuff on the radio, and I'm hearing every D words, meaning dope. You never would have heard that back in the day. And then all the other ones. I'm hearing every word. Only word they bleep is the F word, right? And I just thought that was so crazy. Like, we are so free and so judgmental to people on every aspect of everything. But we are allowing people to use vulgar language on the radio and TV the same. Because I hear a lot of times, Stephen A. No, I ain't going to say no names. No, I already said it. But I hear him a lot of times because I watch a lot of First Take, or I used to. He always says, damn. Like, and damn is on the radio too as well. Like, I remember when that was a cuss word. You know what I'm saying? Which I've always thought words, there is no such thing as cuss words. There is English language. Like I said, I grew up in the church, and I remember they'd be like cussing, but I just think that's just adjectives, in my opinion, So anyway, but I would just remember, we're all talking conservative this, conservative that, but we're allowing stuff like that to be on the airways, man. My kids listen to that every day. But then you get on to me for playing gangster music in the car with my kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, man. Because, you basically gangster on the radio now. But I just remember a time when it wasn't like that. Like, you wouldn't hear any of those words on the radio. Zero even close to cuss words. Even bad lifestyle choices would be bleeped out. You hear me? So, on that note, I've talked enough. I've talked your ear off. I am so appreciative to all the viewers. Thank you. Like I said, today we hit a milestone, 100 subscribers on the hashtag iAMWHOiAM podcast. Chad Rob TV, YouTube. We hit 100 subscribers. Be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, dislike, whatever you need to do. Let me know. Let me get some feedback. Let me know. And I can't leave without saying this. So we had the boxing match between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr., right? I told you. I said Andy Ruiz looks out of shape. He looks like he been celebrating. You remember popping the champagne? What did he say he did? Drank the Coronas, ate all the food. What did I tell you? I had a guy in my comments say I don't know anything about boxing. I shouldn't talk about boxing. I know a lot about boxing. I may not know, everything like people's life story and people's records and all that, but you best believe I've been watching boxing. When I got introduced to boxing and I started loving boxing, it was Mike Tyson when I was a kid. I was my kid's age. when I started loving boxing. Had my mama cut me out that towel. You know, Mike Tyson used to come out with the towel, and you cut the head out, you put the towel on. I may even bring that back. I'm turning y'all on to something that y'all might not even know. That may be the next fad. This next sleeveless shirt, he used to have the towel. He used to come out with the towel on. I had one of those. I had my mama cut the hole out the top. I used to come out like I was Mike Tyson. You hear me? So for someone to say I don't know anything about boxing, hold on, my daughter telling me something. Oh yeah, I'm almost, we trying to eat some dinner. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. But I'm gonna get out of here after I say this. Talking about I don't know nothing about boxing, man. George Foreman. I went back in history. Muhammad Ali, Larry Spinks. You hear what I'm saying? Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. You hear me? You know, all the greats. Even Lennox Lewis. Everybody. Deontay Wilder. I know a little bit. You know, I don't really speak on something unless I know it or unless I'm asking an opinion. But it's all debatable. That's why I love this. It's all debatable. It's all opinion based. You know, I think Deontay Wilder's the best heavyweight in boxing. You may think it's Tyson Fury. You hear me? But at the end of the day, they gonna box February 22nd, and I appreciate the love because I asked for the dislike. I need the dislike, so I'm just giving you your time. So they gonna box, and we gonna see. But you know, it'll be a knockout. I'm giving Fury 4 rounds. I think he can run. I think he can dodge that right hand for 4 rounds. You know, he may make it 8, but I think like I said, Wilder's seeing red. He wants Fury on the canvas more than anything. And I don't ever want to hear about Dillian White ever again. Don't ever want to hear about him. But anyway, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, dislike on Apple Podcasts. Leave a comment. Leave me 5 stars on there for your boy. Just leave me 5 stars on there. Even if you don't like it, leave your boy 5 stars. Leave your boy 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and come over to YouTube and dislike your boy. And Spotify, check me out. SoundCloud, everywhere. I'm everywhere, man. We grinding. And don't forget, if you are here for the bodybuilding content, the bodybuilding content has been moved to Chad Rob Games. We've moved it there, and that's where all bodybuilding content will be from here on moving forward. And like I said earlier, I will not remove it from this channel, Chad Rob TV, but going forward, it will be on Chad Rob Games. And on that note, I thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you. And please tell a friend, like, comment, subscribe. And as always, it's your boy Chad Rob. Guess what? I'll be back. Yeah.